and this is about like your later stages of life.
Oh.
Okay, so um, let's talk about your mission first. Where did you
Oh,
guys serve?
loved our mission. It was in Payson, Utah, and it was a work mission. There was a ranch there that had a lot of cattle, and it was a beautiful place, and a house was furnished, which we had to make some repairs on, and it wasn't the best place, but we loved it. And what else? What else do you want to know?
When did you serve? Like, what do you know? What years you were there?
We were there a year. It's written down in my records, but I can't tell you just off my top of my head.
Well, that's okay.
But there was another missionary couple that lived on the same property. It was a ranch, a big ranch. And we took a horse and 2 dogs on our mission. And isn't that lucky? And we loved it there. And another thing that was so great about it, it was when Sarah was born. And she was about 6 months old. And we were 15 or 20 minutes away from where they lived and Darren lived. We just loved it there, and it was beautiful. We had about 3 views of mountains right around us, and I thought, when I go home, I'm going to miss those. And Danette, and I guess it was Taylor, took care of the yard and stuff around here while we were gone. I have so much good memories of that. And Jerry had to feed the cattle on Sunday. It was like he was still on shift work. And I went with him once when it was just snowing so hard. But we both enjoyed it. Jakers in Idaho Falls, that was the one we'd go to on our birthdays or some other occasion like an anniversary. And we'd go to Perkins a lot, especially when we were going for blood tests or Jerry and chemo. And we'd go to Perkins. And we liked, what's the hamburger place? See, my memory's leaving. It's gone.
That's okay. You're doing great.
We had a Burger King. If we wanted a hamburger, we always went to Burger King. And I still haven't found a burger that, except when we were in Utah for our not for our mission, but for our retirement. We like to go to a In-N-Out there. Yeah. We didn't fix lunch at home hardly ever. We'd say, let's go down and have a Jimmy John's, or we'll go. We had several, Costa Vida. We loved Costa Vida. So those were the good days. We had always wanted to go south in the winter. Other of our friends were going, and we just stuck here in the cold winter and wished we were somewhere else. But we actually were in Utah before we moved there. We'd go for a drive or go for a walk, and we went up to where the house is that we bought, and Jerry just fell in love with it, more even than me, but it was a beautiful house, still is, I guess. And he walked in one day, after we'd seen it a time or two, and we were with the real estate dealer, and he says, we hadn't even got hardly past the front door, and he says, I'm gonna buy this house. What? What are you? For heaven's sakes, you don't say that in front of, he says, I'm gonna buy this house. And eventually we did, and loved it. And I had one of my friends I made there called me this morning to wish me a happy birthday. She's still my friend. I loved her being there, and Jerry helped her a lot, but she became a widow too. But I still have such fond memories of being there. I think about it especially in the winter.
I'm sure with the Idaho winters, they're cold.
And I thought, where's the money coming from? You're going to buy this house? I thought maybe we'd get some little thing to stay in the winter. But we bought it. Somehow we paid for it.
That's cool. So, what age did you retire, or Grandpa retire? Did he retire? You guys went down?
I think he was in 1961, and I retired 2 years before that. So then, that's when we wanted to go to St. George, but we couldn't because he was the patriarch. There's no way we could do it and be gone like that. So.
Will you tell us the part that you had with the patriarch? Like what?
Oh yes, the secretary again. Yes, they were recorded, and then I transcribed them, typed it up. And then he would look at it and maybe make a change or two or a word or something, not much. And so then I'd have to type it again. And then he'd read that, and hopefully that would pass. And then I'd type it again just to get it on the computer and get it printed. That was a good time too. We met a lot of people we didn't even know, and it was a good time. But we didn't do it until, let's see, when we changed stakes. We didn't get just to move to a different ward, but to a different stake. And that's when they released him. That's when we went to Utah.
It's very cool. Okay, so how many grandchildren do you have?
16.
And how many great-grandchildren?
Over 40. I won't name them for you.
That's okay. That's a long list. Okay.
And they're all wonderful. Like I was telling my friend when she was here, I don't have a rebel in the bunch. But what a blessing. That's what I consider my most special blessing, is the family that Jerry and I had and how they all are.
What's one memory that you would like you never want to forget? It's like one of your special memories.
With Jerry, or?
Just anything in your life at all.
Oh, I'd have to think about that one for a while.
Oh, okay. That's all right. That is a hard question. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Oh.
I think there were too many to mention to say this was the best or that was the best. They've just all been good. Okay. I would say that Jerry and I worked together, and we agreed on what our goals were. And one I remember so much is paying tithing, saving money, and just being kind and loving to our family and associating them with them as much as we could. Enjoyed them when they were babies and teenagers, and now they're grandmas and grandpas. But the biggest blessing is they're all good people, and they all are doing well, not just financially, but in their church. And like I've said before, we don't have a rebel in the bunch. We don't. No one's gone astray and hasn't come back. And we're just pleased for the guidance and direction in our lives that we receive from saying our prayers and keeping the Sabbath holy. Tried to do those things. I think it had a big effect on us and our family. Just hang on, stay in there, and it'll work out. I guess one scripture that I have leaned on a lot, and it's trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thine own what's the word there? Understanding. It's written on the wall in there.
What drew you to that?
What is that next line?
Is it so trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not unto thine own understanding?
Believe in him and all things shall be. It's written in there on the wall.
Do you want me to go see it? I can read it to you.
Okay.
Sorry, Grandma.
Well, I'm sorry. That's what I tell you I go by, and still can't say it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Got it. I can't talk when the pressure's on.
I'm sorry, I know. It makes it so hard because it's like there's a camera in your face and all these people, but you did really great.
Okay, do you want me to say that again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, share your
Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. And that's been my favorite for a long, long time.
Perfect.
And there's others. I was thinking of one, but can't. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. So when I feel nervous or anxious, like God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but power and love and a sound mind. That can take you a lot away.
That's definitely what I needed to hear today. I'm an anxious soul. I'm always like on edge. So
I know. I guess you got my genes.
that's a blessing.
And so I need these reassurances to get me through it, whatever.
Me too. I have them all over my house. Cool. Okay, is there anything else you want to add, Grandma, before we end it?
Can't think of anything.